Some of you may have noticed a new rifle in my recent videos. This is the ICS PDW9 S3. It's their 9mm SMG style platform. It's been out for a while, but it's been on my wish list ever since it was announced about 4 years ago. I'm a little late for this review and unboxing game, but I thought I'd give you my thoughts on the platform. We'll go over the external features in this video, and I'll check out the internals separately. The gun comes with a 340 round high cap mag, extra fuse, cleaning rod, and of course, the PDW9 rifle. ICS has paid a lot of attention to detail in making this build. This rifle is a really solid out of the box platform. The price of the ICS PDW9 is quite a bit more expensive than other brands of similar model rifles. However, you do get amazing quality platform, and what I have to say is probably one of ICS's best out-of-the-box rifles in terms of stock performance line parts, which lead to long durability and are also of high quality. I've gamed this through a half dozen games or so now, and I haven't had a single issue with its performance. When I unboxed my PDW9, I had a loose suppressor unit and some random chalk markings on it, but all of that was superficial. For this gun, there are also 120 round mid-caps available, which are really the only way to go if you're considering getting this rifle. Note the ARP9 mags don't work with the PDW9 because the mag size and latch systems are a little bit different. Note that this is the S3 or SSS system, which actually has a bunch of different upgrade parts when compared to the non-S3 system. Check out the catalog on ICS's website for all the details. With this gun, you can use 11.1 volt batteries straight out of the box, and the S3 trigger system also has a precocking feature and micro switch trigger to allow improved trigger sensitivity. The S3 MOSFET can also be switched between 3-round burst and full auto. The MOSFET will vibrate the motor 3 times to indicate low battery, and will stop functioning if the battery is actually too low. There is a basic self-diagnostic process built into the MOSFET too in case it detects an issue. Comes with front and rear flip-up sights, which are removable. It has an M-LOK handguard on 3 sides with partial Picatinny on the top. They've left a section of the Picatinny on top out to aid in forward hand grip positioning. There's a large suppressor that can act as a barrel extension cover and it lets you run a longer inner barrel that can sleeve through it. The stock configuration has a short 160mm long inner barrel and doesn't project through the suppressor at all. When you take off the rear end, just watch for pinch points on the sliding rails. There's only a small loop at the rear for sling mounts, so you may need a keyring or paracord to attach your clasp from your sling on in case it doesn't fit in the hole. I found also the battery cover to be super stiff to try to take off, so I had to gently pry it off. The rear battery compartment is quite tiny, which is actually pretty standard for this type of stock, but it's also one of the big downsides to this compact platform. The biggest battery size you can comfortably fit is probably a 1000 mAh battery. I was able to stuff a 1400 mAh 11.1 volt LiPo battery in with all the wiring and the fuse, but you have to be very careful doing so each time to make sure you don't fatigue or pinch the wires. I actually picked up the AirTech battery extension, which allows you to use the larger size 1450 mAh batteries with ease, but it takes away the freedom to collapse the stock down fully. For me, that's not too big of an issue because I run the gun with the stock fully extended anyways. I was finding that the 1000 mAh was just not enough for sustained outdoor gameplay. This rifle is full metal with select polymer components. It weighs in at a hefty 2.7 kilograms or 5.9 pounds, which is actually quite heavy for the size of rifle. Other similar rifles are about 15 to 25% lighter, so this is probably one of the biggest cons to this gun. The bolt plate is lockable, which can make adjusting the hop much easier. The bolt plate also functions to move as an electronic blowback action. If you get annoyed with it, you can easily disable it, which I'll look at when I review the internals later. Everything on the PDW is ambidextrous, including sling options, charging handle, mag release, bolt release, and selector switch. While the mag release itself doesn't actually function from both sides, there is a rightward side mag release, which is traditional, and then there's also a mag release at the bottom. So while you're gripping your mag, you push your thumb up, and you can release the mag that way too. The PDW9 also has a flat trigger that ICS markets as short-stroked. I haven't compared it to a standard flat trigger. While it's not adjustable or tunable, it must be manufactured to sit further forward than a normal trigger would to engage trigger action faster. The stock motor that came with this rifle is an Evo 1 by ICS, which is 35,000 RPM. It was producing about 19 rounds per second. This gun also has a spring release feature. On older ICS models, you can simply put it to safe and it would do the trick, but this one you actually have to push it past safe and then it'll release the spring tension for storage. The spring that came with this gun is equivalent to a 120 for the Canadian model. The 120 spring is a huge boost for this type of platform because of the very short barrel. With the 120 spring in the rifle, it was cornering over 1.9 joules out of the box, which was way too hot for local field limits. I dropped the spring down to a 110 for outdoor gameplay, which gave me between 1.5 to 1.6 joules, and a 100 spring for indoor gameplay, which gives you about 1.1 joules. So with all that said, I'm still looking forward to tearing down the inside of this gun to check out some of the internals, and also looking forward to running this as my outdoor primary and my indoor primary for the next season.